Namaskaram. First of all, I would like to thank each one of you who have contributed and have been supporting for this cause. So we have decided to start the shoot, and I came down from Bombay, landed in Coimbatore, met up with 𝘆𝗲𝗱𝗱, me and 𝘀𝗂𝗽𝗍 met up with him. And those of you who have watched the first series, you would know that initially 𝘆𝗲𝗱𝗱 was the push behind starting this whole documenting the life of Sadhguru Sri Brahma. 𝘆𝗲𝗱𝗱 is involved in a project. It's a huge restaurant project. More than a restaurant, I would say. I looked at it, I see it as a temple surrounded by eatery. In this culture, food has always been through which you can show expression of your humanity, and having a consecrated space in a restaurant or having a restaurant around a consecrated space is something that I was very, very happy to see, and it's launching shortly, and Anna is busy with that. The consecration has already happened, and I was happy to be there to witness the space. I'll be updating about that as well soon. We just briefed him about what the schedule of the second series would be, and he suggested a few things. One thing with 𝘆𝗲𝗱𝗱 is that he wouldn't dwelling too much into the past is not something that he is for, but to the extent that it needs to be documented, he is for that. So he trimmed off a few frills that we were trying to cover in the next series. So we are just focused on Sadhguru Sri Brahma's life and his very close disciples, and we are going to stop at that. In spite of so much information coming in, flooding actually, we would stop at the first level of disciples who were with him and their work consequently. There were a few comments and few people even asking me, what's the point of such a being walking around and creating an impact in people if there was not a visible change in society? We found phenomenal amount of work happened in the areas of education in general, and also for tribal children, and upliftment of women, considering the point of time was a century back where the social situation was totally different. So those things we have decided to cover, and we set off to Nilgiris, and we just had 2 interviews there, but as luck or grace would have it, lots of doors opened up, and few things that we didn't even expect we got to know. As I had posted in my social media, we found a new photograph of Sadhguru Sri Brahma with such clarity that we have decided to use that, scan that and use that in our future things. We are now in Coimbatore for the 𝘆𝗲𝗱𝗱 celebrations, and after this we are heading into Karnataka. There are a few places where we have found records of him visiting and having conducted satsangs. So we'll be shooting those places, and then heading back to Kanyakumari, Trivandrum, and a few other places. Mostly we would try and finish off all our shoots by this month, by March, because we don't want to travel in peak summer. Summer tends to be very cruel in the south, everywhere I guess, and taking along all this camera stuff and equipment and traveling would be very difficult and draining. It already is hot. So by March we are planning to finish off all the shoots and start processing the story, and expecting max by June to release the episode. There will be a maximum of 4 episodes that may come up, and we want to finish this off so that we can start off the 1-hour version. Incidentally, somebody has reached out to us that they want to reshoot the whole for the 1-hour documentary in high-res, in cine camera. They put it in my head that this is such a historic document that it's better that we shoot it in high-res for the future generations. I hesitated initially because of the expenses that would be involved, but that comes later. The intent is to make the production in the highest possible format, and so that would start after we finish off these 4 episodes. I would request your continued support in this regard. As I had already requested Patreon links or Google Pay, in whichever scale you could contribute and be a part of this, I would request you to do that. So once we start traveling, I may not be able to give updates like this. It's just that I hate doing it on a mobile camera, although many of them say that as you travel, why don't you shoot it on your mobile and keep posting it. I don't know if I should be doing that. If you feel so, please let me know and I can keep doing short updates as we keep traveling. Otherwise, I would prefer such a setup where I'm like seated and with a proper camera I can shoot and edit and post it. The Himalayan videos and the behind the scenes will be coming up as well as we keep traveling. So this is the first update and we'll keep you posted, and thought we should update you about what's in the pipeline and what's happening. We'll keep you posted. Namaskar.